Here's a super brief overview of what it means to mentally train for golf. The whole goal really is to flood the subconscious with success in the form of images, words, and actions. A key here is to do this consistently, to try to do it every day. Another key is to keep confident body language and facial expressions while you do this thing. So while you're sitting there visualizing, you want to really have a powerful body orientation and face orientation. You want to look super confident. You can also this can help hold a golf club as you do these. Okay. And when we say flood the subconscious with success, we're essentially meaning fill the subconscious with well-struck shots. So each day we mentally hit our driver, fairway woods, long irons, mid irons, short irons, chip shots, pitch shots, hit from the sand, putts. We'll hit from the fairway, from the first cut, from the rough. We'll hit from some other areas as well, maybe out of penalty areas. We'll put ourselves in trouble, visualize that. We'll short side ourselves. We'll visualize getting up and down, making clutch putts, so on and so forth. So I'm often asked, like, by the numbers, how much should I visualize, roughly? And well, that can vary, depends how dedicated you are. I'd say max, absolute max for each club would be 100. I'd say at the lower end, maybe 10 for each club. And then if you're like in the medium range, 25 to 40 swings per club. Now, this can go very quick. You don't have to, with the subconscious, like go through your whole setup every time. So if I'm visualizing hitting a driver, I can feel myself grip the driver. I can feel myself get into my position, and then I can feel that impact of a perfect swing. I can feel the swing path, and then I can see the ball. I tend to see the ball on a tracer in my mind. It just gives the subconscious a little bit more information. I might even, if I know my ball speed, see the ball speed I want, or the ball speed I aspire toward, the club head speed I aspire towards, right? So I can hit, like right now I'm doing it. I'm imagining that I'm grabbing the driver. I'm on the course. We always make it real when we do this. So, you can smell, I just set the scene at the beginning before I start. I can smell the grass. I can feel a slight breeze on me. I can see the course. I can see the fairway. I'm playing a specific hole in my mind, and I can hear the sounds. I can hear some trees. Maybe, I can even hear my friends over there, maybe talking and getting quiet before I hit. Just set the scene. And then I'll feel myself take the club back, and I really focus on the impact here. Now, if you're a really good golfer and you can feel your swing and the mechanics, do that. That only helps. But if you're somebody who only plays on the weekend, just really feel that impact, right? And feel that the impact of a really good drive. So, boom, I just hit the drive in my mind. And I can see an up-close impact of the driver head onto the ball, and I try to always turn up the brightness. Right, like there's a knob and I can make it brighter, higher resolution. So it's like 4K, 8K that I'm trying to see this. And I also notice the emotion, the confidence over the ball. So it's like I'm making it as real as possible. I hit the drive, and then I can just reload. Boom, I hit it again. Right, feel the grip, feel the impact. I feel where my hands are. I feel the confidence. Boom, hit it again. Boom, hit it again. So it's like 2 to 3 seconds for each of these. And then I can go to my fairway woods. I can be in the fairway. I can maybe hit my hybrid here. And if it's my fairway woods, maybe I hit 10 of those, maybe 20. And I'll make sure I hit some from the fairway. I hit some from the rough, the deep rough. Maybe I don't use that from the deep rough, but you never know. Maybe I hit my hybrid out of the deep rough a few times. Kind of do the same thing, set the scene really quickly, and hit my shots. And I always try to hit shots from the fairway, from the first cut, and then from various length roughs, just so the mind's ready. We've all hit good shots out of every condition with every club. We just got to remember that impact. Then I'll move to my mid irons, know my distances. I'll see the flag, right? And I'll typically play in good weather conditions for the first like 10, 15, 20 reps. And then maybe I'll use 5 reps where the wind's in my face, the wind's a crosswind. You can mix it up, right? And don't worry about being super thorough. The unconscious mind, the subconscious mind gets what you're trying to do. So if you can just kind of hit upon playing into the wind a few times, like with dead into your face, hit a few drives into the wind, right? Feel it at your back too, but put your mind in situations where you're not comfortable and mentally be comfortable in those situations. And, maybe I hit my 9 iron 140 or 150 it's dead into the wind today at like 10 miles an hour. So I get my 7-iron. I feel the wind on me, and I feel crisp contact. I see it penetrate through the wind, cut through the wind, and land on the green. Very quick. Even talking about it, talking yourself through this is sort of a form of visualization. Now I'm going to see some pitch shots from 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, see it check, see it land short, roll up, and then I'll hit chip shots. Hit chip shots from, just off the green, a little further off the green, some shots from the rough. I'll see some low shots, medium shots, high shots, some flop shots. So when I'm visualizing, and I'll talk about this next, I'll go play a hole. And essentially what I'll do, I'll play the hole perfect, and then I'll go back and I'll put myself in trouble situations, or I'll put myself in the rough, or I'll put myself in weird spots around the green. If I'm in a rush, I'll just play the hardest hole on my course once or twice, or the hardest holes, right? I tell people it's really good to play the first and last tee and then the hardest holes, or at least hit the first tee shot and the last tee shot in your mind, and then play your hard holes. So if I'm in a hurry and I got 5 minutes to do all of this, maybe I only do 5 shots for each club. It doesn't matter. And just as long as I get a little bit, being consistent is very important. Just keep feeding the mind, and then maybe I'll play the first shot and the last tee shot, and then I'll play the hard holes. And I'll go through perfect once, and then when I'm up near the green after I've finished, I'll hit a few lag putts. I'll hit a few 10-foot putts, and I don't do this on every hole. Usually I do the putting and stuff, on the first hole or maybe the last hole. I just jump around the green. I hit sand shots around the green, so on and so forth. I just make sure I'm getting 25 to 50 shots of chipping and putting. I make sure I hit lags, make sure I hit some 10-footers, okay? And a good routine is to do 25 drives, 21 long irons, and then I do 7 from the fairway, 7 from the first cut, 7 from the rough, so on and so forth, with mid irons, short irons, pitch shots, and then move to chipping and putting. And I try to make at least 25 or even 50 3-foot putts. I just see myself drain those 3-foot, maybe 3 to 5-foot putts. I'll just see myself drain those putts. Side hill, uphill, downhill. I see myself hitting them with nice finesse and good touch. So this really helps you flood the subconscious. And again, you can just play, if you're a serious golfer, play 18 holes on a course you have coming up, or on the hardest course, or you can jump around and play different courses in your mind. And you can also jump from the first person to the third person if you want. You can see yourself from the outside if you know your swing. If you don't know your swing, stay first person and just feel the contact. Now, when you're actually practicing, when you're on the range or whatever, after you do your drills, when you're hitting your shots, you're actually into your session, you're not doing drills anymore. Really pretend that you're on the course, and make it pressure packed. There are people watching you. Make it real for your mind. Your mind literally does not know the difference between a visualization and the real thing. And I'll give you an example of this. I study neuroscience, and if you're paralyzed, and they put an electrode in your brain over the hand knob region of the motor cortex. If you say you're paralyzed, you can't move your hand, but you can still visualize yourself writing cursive or print, right? Let's say print. You're printing your name. That electrode, you can't move your arms. That electrode will pick up you visualizing moving your arm. And it can translate that, you're writing your name, let's say it's my name, Dillon, it'll pick that up in the brain and translate it to a computer. The person is just visualizing, the arm's not actually moving. So when you visualize, and if you can start to feel that impact, feel the muscles, feel the speed, your brain areas that conduct that action when you're on the course are actually firing. That's why visualization is so vital. You're improving those synaptic connections. The cerebellum's involved in fine motor movement. You're giving the cerebellum messages, and essentially you're becoming you're programming your subconscious to take over when it's time to play. Now, in the course, we talk about how to calm down, how to calm the nerves before you play. And when you learn how to do that, kind of quiet the prefrontal cortex, quiet the conscious mind, the subconscious can then take over. And when the subconscious takes over, it means that your ego, whatever, kind of gets out of the way. The ego's still involved a little bit, but it can get out of the way enough where you just kind of black out, go into the zone, and your brain, your subconscious mind takes over and fires the shots for you. When you couple the physical and mental, this happens more and more frequently. So when you're on the range, really pretend that it's real. Just give your subconscious as many signals as it can about the actual performance. And you'll have these things called deja vu experiences. When you're on the course, it's a pressure-packed moment, and you've transcended feeling calm or confident. You know you're going to hit it well because the brain feels at home in those moments. It's really a cool feeling. You have to experience it. And of course, finally, I'll just wrap up with this. This is a crash course, is learn how to talk to yourself on the course. Know that, for instance, you don't have to be perfect. Just say, I don't have to be perfect. I only have to do my best. And whatever your best is, that's all you have to worry about. Know that your golf game does not equate to your self-worth. How you play golf does not determine what will happen when you die and you're standing before St. Peter waiting to get into heaven. Okay? Doesn't matter. It's how you treat people. So your self-worth does not equate to your golf game. Now, when you play golf, you want to really care because you're a competitor. You also don't want to care. The masters can do both. There's a freedom and a flowingness in the master that comes from a lot of reps and a lot of practice, a lot of mental and physical practice. But they can also let go. They know that they're free to be their best on the course and hit challenging shots when the time comes. And their self-worth, well, it's sort of tied up in the game, but it's only like wink, wink, nod, nod tied up in the game because that helps them get more out of their game. They also know that who they are doesn't depend on how they play golf. So it's this weird contradiction, right? When you study rare people, there's always contradictions there, and they're kind of fused. Golf doesn't determine who I am. When I play golf, my sense of self is kind of on the line. But that's a little game. That second part is a little game they play to get more out of themselves. The foundation is it's just golf. It's still a game, right? Okay, you might say 100 times a day, every day, in every way I get better and better. You might say to yourself 50 times a day, setbacks are not final, right? Because golf's a game of setbacks. Setbacks are not final, they're opportunities. You might say 100 times a day, I'm a super skilled golfer who's always in the zone. Or as we like to say, I'm always in the zone, I'm always on fire. You say that when you're on the range. You say that to yourself throughout the day. I'm always in the zone, I'm always on fire. I have superhuman hand-eye coordination. I have superhuman club head speed. I have superhuman accuracy. And there's a part of your mind that's going to go, yeah, bullshit. No, you don't. But you just keep saying it, and then you visualize yourself when you hit good shots. And then you have a bad practice session, and you don't hit it well. What do you say? You say, setbacks are not final. I'm a super skilled golfer who's always in the zone. I always hit the sweet spot. You just keep telling yourself that because a lot of the times our beliefs are way out ahead of our skills. And if we stick to the belief, our skills catch up. And then when our beliefs and our skills merge, watch out. When you say, I'm a super skilled golfer who's always in the zone and always hit the sweet spot. And then you go to the course and you play 18 holes and you don't miss hit a shot. Right? Now your beliefs and your skills are aligned. And now this, if you're a killer, if you're somebody who has the killer instinct, this gets you super excited. And it might make you like increase the amount of mental work you do. Right? Because now you say, oh shit, this stuff works. Right? So how we talk to ourselves, we're watching our body language. We stay positive no matter what's happening. We enjoy the game. Our self-worth is divorced from the game. But wink, wink, nod, nod. We still are hyper competitors, and we feel inferior and infuriated if we lose. But that doesn't make us back away from the game. That just becomes more motivation because wink, wink, nod, nod. It's just a game. And I know I'm not really a terrible person because I shot in 85 or 105, right? But we'll use that to feel bad about ourselves, to push us towards more action. And then there are other things you can learn, like how to control your emotions, how to calm down before a round, how to get out of a slump. That's everything we teach at Golf Mind. So please use the program and reach out if you have any questions. It's totally free. My mission is to help golfers all over the world learn how to get in the zone more often.